Welcome to CLE 215, Study Session 4, Communication and the Family. Introduction. Family is a core unit of the social system. If we want to examine how communication is used to fabricate and lubricate social relationships, we must start from the level of family, where interpersonal communication and interactions often take place before getting to the large institutional level. Therefore, in this study session, we shall focus on how communication is used at the family level. Learning outcome. When you have studied this session, you should be able to 1. Define the family as a unit of the social unit. 2. Distinguish between the two perspectives of family. The family. The family can be defined as two or more persons related by blood, marriage, law, custom, or adoption. Members of a family may or may not often live together in the same household. Family is a primary group, typically with personal loyalty, affection, and close relations with and among all members. It is in the context of the family that a child develops humanness and moves from primitive biogenetic instincts to learned social responses. The basic communication skills, the rudiments of social interactions, and role behavior, which are the components of human culture, are learned in the family. The ability to speak is inborn, but the language a child speaks and its communication behavior are acquired in the society via the family as the first teacher. In fact, the family is a significant agent of social and political socialization. Daramola, 2005. The family is the first window through which the child peeps into the larger world. When a child is born, he spends all of his childhood time in the family. At school age, he spends roughly half of his time in the family. At adolescence, roughly a quarter of his time is spent in the family. And at adulthood, he still relates much with the family. The point is that from cradle to grave, the influence of the family is pervasive. The important identification with the ethnic group, culture, and religions, social classes, and even how the child views himself or herself as male or female have their origins in the family. When he answers the questions of identity, such as who am I, the child is doing so largely as a member of his particular family. However, families differ greatly in terms of access to wealth and prestige. As a result, some families are able to expose their children to greater variety of communication media and activities than some others. This in turn have some impact on the child. Two perspectives of the family as a social unit. Two schools of thought can be used to explain the concept of the family as a social unit. While one of the schools sees the family as a unit that performs some cardinal social functions, the other school views the family from the perspective of social conflict. Let us examine these two perspectives. The functionalist view of the family. Functionalists analyze society in terms of the contributions of each of its parts to the operation of the whole. One part of the society is the family and has been analyzed in terms of its contributions or basic functions to the society. Functionalists observe that the family performs the following roles. Number 1. Sexual regulations. Biologically, Nearly every mature human can engage in sex. In practice, however, every human society regulates the pattern of sex, although the regulations vary from one society to another. In African society, there are legal and religious frameworks that prohibit or at least inhibit sex outside marriage. 2. Reproduction. Families provide new members of the society. No society can survive longer than a generation except the family does its work of providing the generation that will take over from the current one. Not only does it provide new members, the family also nurtures them. Sex does not take place outside marriage, and children could be born as a result of such acts. But no child can survive unless it's taken care of in a family setting or a setting that looks like it. 3. Socialization. Family provides a context in which the infant first meets older human beings. In this context, he learns the rules of behavior, duties, language, communication, and all the aspects of culture. It is here the child acquires the skills needed to play adult roles later in life. The family, with its intimate relationship, is the chief agent of socialization in most societies. In addition, as such, it plays the important role of meeting a crucial societal need, passing culture from one generation to another. 4. Emotional support. This is another function of the family. There are loners, no doubt, but most human beings need social contact. As social animals, we not only need companionship, but we actually need caring and affection. From infancy to old age, people turn to their families for warmth and intimacy. 5. Economic cooperation. There is no known society in which the family does not play a major economic role. In traditional peasant and craft societies, the family is a cooperative work unit. Tasks and jobs are assigned according to the age and sex of a family member. Even in the so-called modern societies, in which nearly all the work is done outside the home, the family continues to have economic significance. It is in the family that decisions on how to spend money are made, and these have enormous impact on the national economy. The conflict perspective of the family. Conflict theory concentrates on how people within a unit, that is the family in this regard, struggle for power, how they disagree, and what actions they take to compete for or share wealth. The theory of conflict within families is premised on the assumption that family members experience conflict and disharmony. The conflict theory examines family dynamics and the roles played by the family members, the source of the power, and the causes of the conflict in the family. Included in the conflict theory as it applies to the family is the uncovering of how the family deals with changes and adversities. Ray 2010. Conflict theorists, especially Marxists, see the family from an angle diametrically different from the functionalist perspective. They see the family as a unit in which tensions are constantly being played out. Marriage is an arena in which each partner seeks to control the other. The birth of children can generate struggle for power within a family or dispute over inheritance. Socialization. The conflict theory claim is merely a process of enforcing existing pattern of power struggle between the haves, that is bourgeoisie, and the have-nots, that is the proletariat, between parents and children, etc. On the economic level, male-female relations may be a struggle for the control of resources or property rights. The lead thinkers of conflict theory, Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels, continue to see the family as a context for conflicts. Study session summary. Family, as we have discussed in this study session, is a social unit of two or more persons related by blood, marriage or adoption, who may or may not often live together in the same household. It is the first stage of socialization process where the child is first exposed to the societal norms and communication behaviors. We have also examined the schools of thought that explain the concept of the family. These are the functionalist and the conflict schools of thought. While the first school sees the family as a unit that performs some cardinal social functions, the other school views the family from the Marxist perspective of social conflict or class struggle. End of study section 4. Thanks for listening.